everyone, and welcome back to Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai with the Scramble for the Far East mod. It's been quite a while, both since I recorded and also in-game I've marched on quite a bit, as it's now 1868, the summer of 1868. And then also I went on a trip to Scotland for a week. So it's been quite a while, both off and on, as it were, online. With that said, let's go over a little bit on what has happened since last time, what I can remember. So last off, we had a very unsuccessful invasion attempt of the French island here to the north. It was very unsuccessful and led to the death of one of my generals. However, it was a traitorous general who died, but nonetheless it was a kind of a disaster, to be frank. However, as we can see right now, there is actually a vassal of mine, namely the Republic of Enso, is currently holding this territory right now. So what happened is, after the disaster, I was able to leave with one of the armies. I was able to recover it and then come back and beat the garrison over here. But just about that time, I'd brought up a second army to try and open up a second front, possibly to split the enemy force. And what I realized was, when I landed in this area, they have a similar huge stack around this area as they have around here. So not only would I have the daunting task of breaking down this one, which I think is larger than the British one, I had a second one up here. And so I realized going through that was just gonna be, it wasn't gonna be worth it, really. Their navies sometimes harass us, but I mean, there's no real big issue. They haven't been able to land an invasion force for quite some time. And when we go to war with them, I'm usually able to steal some of their bigger ships off them. So it's all fine by that. But I still had to avenge the traitor, even though he was a traitor. So I went in and I decided to release this as its own territory. So I just, in case I wanted to come back and fight the French, I had a landing area prepared that I could land at, but not so that I would actually have to spend anything to kind of defend it or anything like that, having to fight battles over here in case that happened. So that's what's going on here. Meanwhile, all of this, I realized, okay, so that option is not going to work. So instead, what we're going to do was for the second option, which was to go to Korea. In between here also, there was some shifting lines around here. I realized that this position right here wasn't that great, or really they kept attacking this fort. So I decided to move my lines forward by taking Tango, and then at the same time the Americans came in and aided me and take Tamba. I'm not too sure about them taking Tamba though, because I'd rather actually have the British take that, and the British be able to snake their way across here towards the enemy. We are still at war with these guys, and as of now they're actually being held back by the Americans, so they seem to be focusing down on this route. But that's what's going on here. Not a lot is moving in terms of the front lines here, so they're pretty static, and the enemy is not really advancing anywhere here, so that's good. But I decided to move, as you can see, the entire army that I had here, all my armies, have been put on ships, and then we decided to move through. I decided to attack the islands along the way, so we attacked this area, and we made it into a vassal. And I actually got a special unit out of these that I can't recruit normally, which was kind of interesting. we've got 2 of the armies set up here to take these islands from the Koreans. So we got the Brunswick army under the command of Rolf, and then Himli Edmund has the what we call the Standard Army, or maybe I should call it the Brandenburg Army, because the branded unit is the Brandenburg Dragoons. Then it has Grenadiers and infantry ready to attack this island. Not entirely sure they needed 2 of them, but if it suffices with 1, that might just be as well. Then we attacked and took Tsushima. No ghosts to haunt us as we did that, so it went fine. Currently, we've got... here it is, the army. It was Hindenburg, of course. Hindenburg released the Republic of Enzo, and then he also moved to take the Oki Island, and now he went on to the Ghost Island. And for his efforts of taking the Oki Islands, he was able to get the Dragoon Regiment number 21. Unfortunately, I mean, it's a special unit, and I can't recruit any more of them. So it's like special unit. Unfortunately for me, it's a rather shit unit, actually, because it's got 125 in range, which is lower than the sort of the regular units have 200. 125 is really low, even compared, I mean, the other Dragoons have 275, I think. Yeah, 275. So 125 is really poor. Not very good accuracy either. 25. Or 20, I should say. 20 in accuracy. It's got a lot of ammo. 46 is a lot. Especially since it's a smaller unit, so I'll not go through that in quite some time. Reload skill is quite high. It's got 75, so I guess that's the redeeming quality, because not even elite units have 75. They have 50, so they can fire really bloody fast. So I guess that's the redeeming quality. But here we see my fleets are arrayed along the coast here. Possibly, I don't know if I could. I think I can only land around here. I'm not sure that I can land along these beaches right here, because it seems to want to go along the port. So I think we can only land kind of around here. I've already set my assassins and agents to go in and kind of scout out the area, and it seems fine for now. There's a few of these. I think I saw at least one of those Hawatcha rockets. There we go. They've got 3 rockets over there. Lots of cannons, but it's all like bronze cannons and stuff. And I'm pretty sure fighting these traditional armies we'll be able to go through them pretty quickly. The question is going to be how this sort of goes along as we take over Korea. The Russians obviously is going to be able to probably advance as well. So we want to see that we get sort of an that the Russians aren't able to advance too much, take too much, because I still want to be able to fight them pretty easily. You can also see that I've worked over the diplomacy a little bit, and that I've gifted everyone a lot of cash to try and keep them happy as possible with me. But right now we're going to go ahead and we are going to declare war on Korea. Or I should say the kingdom. We're going to go ahead and declare war. We're not going to bring our allies just because I'm fearful of them breaking away. So I want everyone on my side, and well, the thing about the alliance, I'm not interested in their military support as much as I am interested in them not going to war with me. That's the important part of the alliance, not that they're aiding me in the actual war. So we're gonna start landing the armies now. Hopefully, their agents are in a constant war with the Russian agents to the north, so that I don't have to worry about an onslaught onto my generals. Or there's no room for me to launch the last army. And that's the faction leader. I guess I could launch him up here then. But there's no good way to advance, really. Because there's no road. I'll have to go... Oh, screw you. Move away. Move aside. You have no chance whatsoever. So, luckily for me, the Russians are holding down this port. So, we're gonna go ahead and land there, I guess. Great. There we go. Fine. He can still make it through. Oh, it'll take just one turn. I thought it would be tougher because there was no road going through there. Is there? No, it's supposed to... I think it's supposed to connect through there. So there's no road going directly to that area. And then I think we might just need... We might just need one army there, and we can land the other one with the main faction leader instead, which is probably better. Or if I could even land... I don't think there are any ports further north, so I don't think we can land any further. I think that was how it was as well when I... yeah. We're gonna land one army here. We're gonna see how well it goes against taking this place. I think we should send... Let's take a look at who needs the experience. Oh, Edmund is just one kind of click away. So, you know what? I think he'll be fine. He should be fine, shouldn't he? So we'll send this one off to join with the faction leader instead. And now the invasion is underway. This, France, this is how you do an invasion. We've currently landed, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 armies onto Korea's shore. And we are ready to absolutely destroy them. We'll have the agents gonna go and discover a little bit, take a look at the roads and the terrain and where they have troops. As they're fighting, the Russians, most of their veteran forces should be in the north. So I should be fine for most of this, being able to quickly gobble up lots of territory as we go through here. But enough talking though, we have been talking quite a lot now to explain everything. So let's go ahead and end turn and see if the Koreans are able to counter my invasion, or if they're just gonna go ahead and go straight into panic mode, which is probably what I would have done. This was what I was trying to avoid! Assassination attempts. Damn it. Oh wait, it was right here. Well then there's no problem. It was just one of my femboys. And then my assassins have been detected. Which is no news. We've been bombarded. Who has recovered? Oh, it's another one of the femboys. Great. More ships being built. And with that, I want to start to advance the armies.
Your orders, my lord.
Their old turtle ships can do nothing towards Prussian steel. Quite a bit of lances and stuff, and rockets. I wonder how the rockets will fare in a battle. I will order them to continue the siege for now. You know what? I can get the ship around to the side and bombard them. Okay, we bombarded the city apparently. Okay, we destroyed a little bit of the city. Not very accurate shots, are we? let's go ahead and take this agent across the mountains. Take a look. Oh, you know what? There is a road there. That's perfect then. And there's nothing there. This guy doesn't have full stars, like the faction leader, so he should be the one to lead the charge as we take on this settlement. And then, as much as I want to discover more of this land, I think we need assassins close at hand, just in case the Korean assassins turn up. You will be moving back there. Right, let's see, who needs the stars? Well, you only have one. Zimmerman. You won't reach anyways. And neither will you. But these two will go that way. And then these two will go this way. And then the femboy will be heading out to discover the countryside. We'll be bringing up the ships to bombard the enemy. Can I go bombard the fort? It's probably more important to bombard that than the few troops out in the open. However, the few troops out in the open, I could probably do more damage to them. I did substantial damage. We killed almost like 400 people out of that force. It's quite a lot. Let's go ahead and see if we can't bombard this as well. Maybe I should bring the ships up there. Isn't gonna do me any good. So I might as well actually bring them down here, and I don't think I'm gonna be needing them to come down and or pick these guys up again. And in any case, there's a Russian navy there that's actually helping quite a bit. So we're gonna bombard. 68 men, good. Oh yeah, one thing that I should have done is disembarked the agents as well. We have a lot of sergeants ready to disembark. Should be disembarked. Right, one more turn and then we'll come to battle. And we've got 4 settlements under attack. That's wonderful. Great start to this war. Right, let's go ahead and lay the next amount of sieges. Just gonna go ahead and start this one right here. And then we're gonna start this one over here. This one I might... None of them are really comfortably auto-resolved, because it's not a huge favor in favor of the troops attacking, unfortunately, which I would have hoped. Can I? Maybe it's too. Yeah, it's too late now to go in and try and break the gates down. To actually get a battle in this video, where I can see about maybe dragging these guys out, attacking this army. We'll do that by sabotaging it so it can't go anyway. And then we'll move the troops into the attack. This guy is in need of the stars. However, the other guy, why is it going all the way around? That's not really necessary. You can bypass the castle. Fine. Attack the castle then. Oh, this one's an auto-resolve. For some reason. Why? Why is this one clearly an auto-resolve when the other one wasn't? The thing I'm worried about here is that if I auto-resolve and a unit is lost, to be able to replenish it, I'll have to send it from a ship all the way over, you know, in the northern part of Japan to try and get one of these back. But this one looks like a comfortable enough auto-resolve. However, this is also the one that's most likely to be a good land battle compared to the others. we'll lay the sieges for now. What I'm thinking is maybe this one comes north, and we'll fight that. So right now we've got 4 sieges, which we have laid. I'm pretty sure each one could actually handle itself. So I could march on the other armies and lay an additional 3 sieges. And then that most of Korea would be under siege then, basically. Or if I marched down and took this, we would hold like a giant swath of land in Korea. So I guess we'll go ahead and end one more turn then. I've also gone ahead and got the military advisors onto land. Probably quite unnecessary to get this guy to go onto land, because it's just going to take time, like, for him to land one turn and then get to the army and so on. You know what? As a test, I'll do the battle here first to see what we're gonna face, and then we can see about, because I want a field battle. All these sieges is kind of annoying. But I think I'll do this one off camera just to see what I'm getting myself into in terms of the Koreans, because it's got a lot of that Korean heavy cavalry, or lancer cavalry, loyal lancers, and some matchlocks and mounted bows, but most importantly the rockets. I want to see what the kind of... The British have fired rocket on us, but I wonder, these should be basically the same, right? I wonder what kind of damage they will do to us in a siege. They weren't too good at us in the land battles they were used. Anyways, onwards to victory. I thought I'd position my army so that the rockets wouldn't hit me, but the bastard managed to turn the rocket launch pads to actually fire upon me. Seemed to have done quite a bit of damage to the local architecture as well, burning down a few peasant hovels outside. But in terms of how the siege went, it went like all of the sieges. It takes quite a long time. Very few casualties on my side, and, well, eventually I take the castle. It's just very time consuming, and in this case the lancers got at one of the grenadiers, doing quite a bit of damage to that one. But the first castle in the Korean War is being taken, and he gains a star for it as well. Wonderful. Now we'll set about to rebuild it. Ministry of Rights. Okay. Silk weaving shed. I guess that can stay. A master dojo. Can recruit. Oh, it goes directly to fencing academy. I think I have another building in mind. We're gonna start building up everything. Military port would do fine out here. And there we go. The island is mine. I'm gonna figure out... Actually, retrainer we can see. Xenophobic Ronin. Okay, so... That's pretty good. Or... We can have a bicycle. Wait, he escapes on the bicycle. He's like... Oh no, I failed the assassination. Jump onto the bicycle and away we go. A bicycle is more... That seems more ad-friendly than a xenophobic Ronin. However, I think this one's probably better, actually. The racist has better stats. So, the island has fallen. I want a field battle, but I figure that maybe I won't. I mean, then I'll have to wait until one of the sieges gets to the point where they sally forth, which doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So instead, what we can look at is quickly run through all the sieges, and we can have this army trying to meet these on the road in between. So that's what I will be gunning for. And with that said, I will try to complete the sieges in the south. However, not the one in the north, as I'm sure this one will turn back if I do. So that's the plan for the episode. Well, the Koreans are in fact panicking, and they are offering peace. They're offering me 3,000. If comparisons, if you don't know, I make about, what is it, 250,000, 250,000 a turn right now. 3,000 is nothing. So that's actually more of an insult than anything. So no, we will continue hostilities. Looks like all the Korean assassins were located on this little island. My sergeant or military advisor just got wounded here. I think I'll just leave these guys to rot. I'm not gonna risk the general. Oh, this was the army that was sabotaged. So he's not getting away. Right. Hopefully I'll get him off the island before they start to kill any more. And we'll make sure that we can turn this place into a proper Prussian colony. Right. With that done, we want to advance towards the field battles. I'm back one turn away to get my battle going over here. We're going to go ahead and... yeah, she should make that way around. And here we got quite a sizable force. They're all hiding in the settlement though, which I'm not too pleased with. I want field battles, Samu. I want field battles. Is no one brave enough to meet me in the fields?
Is there nothing else?
Treading softly.
I'm sure they could drag together quite a bit of an army to meet me in the fields. The advisor's going out to the troops and so on. It's looking good, and well, as you can see, I have conquered this area as well as this. We did have one upset here, where one marine unit was killed, but that was about it. We're closing in on the field battle, and that will end today's video. And in between episodes, if there's gonna be a lot of sieges that I'll just power through. So we'll see where we end up for the next one. I might have gone quite far in terms of what's currently here. The Koreans aren't really standing against me. So by the next one, I'm not going to completely kill off the Koreans in this episode. So you'll see me end them. And then we'll see about taking on the Russians next. Currently, we're closing in on the end, so I need another 11 provinces, and I need the two specific provinces, the capital of the Russian capital of the east, and Outer Manchuria. Wait, Outer Manchuria is the Russian one, right? Or what? I need Outer Manchuria, yeah, Outer Manchuria is the Russian one. And then, which one was it that I needed for, from Korea? The one that doesn't have, like, north, south or west. The one that's just... they're all... that one. That one is the one I need. There's the capital. Right. With that established, go ahead and end turn. And then strike this army. Hopefully it might even retreat here and we can drag this bit out. And it'll be a bigger battle. But that's the plan. I was able to get my general of the island before he was assassinated, and he's now made it and landed along the coast. We're still laying siege to this, but I should probably finish that siege, although I do not feel like doing that today. At the same time, we have cornered these two, so it looks like we're gonna get our field battle finally. However, I need to end turn once more just to be able to get that started. And then, because I've got so low tax rate, my armies can immediately continue after having captured these areas, and I can leave them to be just garrisoned by the garrison that spawns in. And I've been able to bring over Hindenburg with his army. So he's got the tier 2 army, he's coming in here as well. And as Korea is kind of split in two in terms of the road network, like there's one road network that goes through kind of on this side, and then the other one kind of goes on this side along the coast here, and they don't really connect. I'm not going to try and send too many armies this way. Instead we're going to focus in on having the armies move up through here, and just a few of them moving through the side. But as we've now landed 2 extra armies, like, you know, my army is gonna be all over the place wherever I send them. And before I end turn, I just want to take a look here, if I can take the ship across, and we can see if... Okay, so they have quite a few armies up here. Oh, and they have massive forces up here. There's tons of troops, so we have the Russians, and then tons of Korean forces, right. I was wondering where the Korean forces were, because everyone else seemed to have these massive full stacks everywhere. I'm gonna just park my ships along here. And then I can constantly just keep bombarding the Koreans as they move through there. We've got a fleet here, but this fleet I actually want to move to pick up one of the military advisors that got wounded on the island. So he's going to be brought up and sent over, hopefully. The Americans lost this area, which I actually like, because hopefully this could kick the British into action and they could take over this place. Also, I don't like this. This is the last thing I want, to fight a defensive siege when I'm trying to end the video. Let's just make sure that the British are actually at war with Tsuyama, which they are, and they should be moving against them. What, I can order them to join my war against Koreans as well. I'm a little bit worried about this, not because it's gonna have any chance of actually taking the castle, more than it's gonna, you know, slow the entire process of making this video. It doesn't look like we've done that much, but we have taken quite a substantial amount of Korean territory here. And after this field battle, and what I'll do off camera, we're gonna just sweep through all of it. It would be cool though to have fighting this massive army up here in the north, where they've just got tons of these traditional troops which could be massed against me, and I would all gun them down. With that said, let's go ahead and end turn once more and see if we can't get ourselves a field battle around the central province. I just kind of realized that it's going to be an absolute nightmare to maintain this island if there's two crazy assassins setting fire to the infrastructure constantly. We have this tiny little island, or at least, I mean, comparatively to anything else I own on the map, it's a tiny little island with really nothing on it but two arsonists that's going to try and burn the entire thing to a crisp. It might look as though they have already attempted at it, but it's actually fall. So the leaves have fallen off, and everything is a shade of brown. However, that is not what we're looking at. What we're looking at is this battle right here. And you know what? I think I'll do it with just one army. So we're gonna take Gunther von Schwarzenberg with the Hessian army to go ahead and attack what was it called? Or is it, I guess it's this, they turn around the same way as it does for all the names, so it's Seo Sun, unless the Koreans also do the same as the Japanese and switches this around compared to Western. So it would be Sun Seo, so it would be correct. But who knows? He gets reinforced by a ton of cannons. I don't know how much that's gonna help. But he'll start off with rockets, start off with bows, and he starts off with a few levies and stuff. Right. Onwards to battle. My enemy has a decided advantage with the terrain of the map, as it's hilly and so on, so it's suitable for bows. However, I am still confident in victory, so I've got one brigade on the left, one on the right, one in the center. The one in the center is a little bit bigger because it's got 2 guards and then 3 normal units. 2 units of Hessian hussars on either side. Cannons on the hill right here. Not the best of position because there's a bunch of trees in front. But that's what we got. Let's go ahead.
Sir, we attack.
Start the battle. One thing that I've forgotten to do is to tell everyone to toggle guard mode. We're gonna have the guards move forward, then we're gonna have these move up right behind, and then they're gonna be stationed in front of the guards. We're gonna fan out on this side, and we're gonna try and fan out to control this hill right here. Massive amounts of rockets almost evaporate one of my guard units. I'm gonna send these units forward, as I do not want to sit here and take nasty rocket damage the entire battle. We lost 80 men in that barrage. For one, it seems like the Korean rockets are a lot more devastating than the British ones. A lot better in all manner of ways.
Sir,
wait, are they
general is in mortal peril, sir.
those exploded early, throwing shrapnel literally everywhere. And now my units are running around like headless chickens. Right, we are in dire need of advancing on the enemy and actually starting this battle. Luckily for me, there looks like there are reinforcements coming in there, so they're not going to turn up behind me or anything. The 2 guard units have decided to march inside of each other. It's going to add to the losses. We've got 1 unit already taking the hill there. We're going to bridge the gap here a little bit in between the different units. I think this army unit right here is going to move through here towards the enemy rather than be situated going for these. And then the hussars move in. Alright, let's make room for the guards to get in there. I'm going to move them like that, and then 2 guard units going to be sent in over there. The guard units have almost lost about half its manpower in this fight. At least the rockets stopped firing, which is good. But now the cannons started instead. Can I get some shrapnel going, firing on the enemy? We are holding well, and we've already brought a levy bowman down low. Right, these will hold for now. I want to be focusing in on this, advancing at terrible speeds towards the reinforcement force that has moved in over here. A shrapnel is ripping apart the enemy cannons. Yeah, I think the rockets are stuck on firing on my guards, but as my guards have moved closer at this point, they're not getting at them, which is great. Could be that I'm kind of marching a little bit too close there, because there's a lot of troops for just one brigade to be moving in against. I wonder if hussars attacking on their own. Oh, they're leaving the hill actually. Let's see if this brigade can actually take the hill. When the guards can gain extra ground while you move up and connect with this brigade. Looks like there is a concerted movement by the enemy to attack on this side where they are stronger. They're kind of pivoting their forces towards here. Levy bow unit should hopefully rout as my cavalry comes in. Pretty unprotected, or at least they hold off the enemy from the main line. These two cavalry units should move to the back. And as the enemy is moving so fast away from us, we're actually going to leave the hill, come down here to continue the attack. You will be able to hold that side. Meanwhile, a few units have made it forth to our line. However, it did not go too well for them, and they're being brought back. The cavalry did their part. They have not sustained too many casualties, however, they are kind of on the verge of breaking. I'm gonna focus in artillery on those bows. Maybe I will be able to break them. And maybe we can try another attack with the cavalry. Actually, instead what I'll do is I'll bring these guys in and get in around the enemy. What is this? Oh, they have their own matchlock units. Heavy onslaught on this flank. The artillery though broke quite a bit of these. The cavalry is now able to once again join in that fight. And I'm ordering in the rest of the cavalry to join in this fight. Looks like a lot of the Korean units are ready to leave. They are realizing the game's up. I will order all troops to advance at great haste to kill off the Korean troops. And there we have it. The first land battle against the Koreans. It's been successful. Now the rockets are damn deadly, so we'll have to keep an eye out for those. But with that, we have successfully beaten their army in the field.
Sir, your general Victory is close, sir.
Decisive victory. We absolutely crushed their army. No surprise there. We sustained 500, 600 roughly casualties compared to the enemy, which lost 9,000 out of that 10,000 men. Hessian infantry, in fact, was the highest killers, but then again, most of these kills was done as the enemy retreated, as I was able to chase them down. And so that's why we don't have... You would expect the cavalry to end up higher, wouldn't you? One hussar, there's two hussars there. It's an infantry unit that actually kills the most. So most of the enemies were actually chased down after the battle. But then again, you saw it in the battle yourself. Managed to inflict 14 casualties, no, 12 casualties on our own troops, but there's nothing more to be said there.
Forgive me, but
And then just to remember that those rockets are damned nasty buggers, aren't they?
Yes, my lord.
Do I reach? Oh, I do reach. Great. Then I can lay the siege right afterwards. How great. Right, so we've got 2 sieges here. They'll be done off camera. We'll probably do this one down here and a few up through here as we go along. I'm not entirely sure how I will do it, because I would like a bigger field battle with, just as in this case, 1.5 army going against us. That's not really enough. I think they should have outnumber us at least 2 to 1. So, you know, in this case I deployed, what, 6,000 men? They should have then at least 12. Preferably like 20,000 men to come against me. And a proper general. But they don't seem to have been able to develop any proper generals in their... You would think they would, as they've been fighting the Russians for 200 turns back and forth over this area constantly. But there we have it. So this is our invasion of Korea, going a lot smoother than against the French. And there's nothing more for me to say or show, so I'll say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.